जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा, जय गिरिवर धारी, जय गिरिवर धारी, जय यशोदा नंदना, जय भज जन रंजना, जय यशोदा नंदना, जय भज जन रंजना, जय यशोदानंदना, जय ब्रज जन रंजना, जय यशोदानंदना, जय ब्रज जन रंजना, जय यमुना तीरवनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी, 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे, जय राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत्. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Nishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta prayesha badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Mataji. Thank you very much for joining the Srimad Bhagavatam session. And today is the 19th of March 2025. So we'll be discussing from 4th canto, 11th chapter, verse number 17. So 4, 11, 17. Nimitramatram tatrasin nirguna purusharshabha vyaktya vyaktam idam vishwam yatra pramati lohavat nimitramatram tatrasin nirguna purusharshabha vyakta vyaktam idam vishwam yatra bhramati lohavat निमित्तमात्रं तत्रासि निर्गुणः पुरुषर्षभ व्यक्ताव्यक्तम् इदं विश्वम् यत्र भ्रमति लोहवत्. Any two of you can, one Mataji, one Prabhu can recite.
Can I, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna. Nimittamatram tatrasin niggunah purusharbha vyakta vyaktam idam vishwam yatra brahmati lohava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, shall I?
Yes, Mataji.
निमित्तमात्रं तत्रासि निर्गुणा पुरुषस्तदा व्यक्ता व्यक्तम् इदं विश्वं यत्र भ्रमति लोहवत्. Hare Krishna.
One Prabhuji, recite.
Hare Krishna, may I?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nimittamatram tatrasin nirguna purusharshabha vyakta vyaktam idam vishwam yatra pramati lohavat. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, word to word meaning, synonyms. Nimitta matram, remote cause. Tatra, then. Asi, was. Nirgunaha, uncontaminated. Purusha Rishabha, the Supreme Person. Vyakta, manifested. Avyaktam, unmanifested. Idam, this Vishwam, world. Yatra, where. Brahmati, moves. Lohavat, like iron. Translation and purport by Divine Guest Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please hear the translation and purport. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. He is the remote cause of the creation of this material cosmic manifestation. When he gives the impetus, many other causes and effects are produced. And thus, the whole universe moves, just as iron moves by the integrated force of a magnet. Purport. How the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead works within this material world is explained in this verse. Everything is happening by the energy of the Supreme Lord. The atheistic philosophers who do not agree to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the original cause of creation think that the material world moves with action and reaction of different material elements. A simple example of the interaction of element occurs when we mix soda and acid, and the movement of effervescence is produced. But one cannot produce life by such interaction of chemicals. There are 8,400,000 different species of life with different wishes and different actions. How the material force is working cannot be explained just on the basis of chemical reaction. A suitable example in this connection is that of the potter and the potter's wheel. The potter's wheel rotates and several varieties of earthen pots come out. There are many causes for the earthen pots, but the original cause is the potter who sets a force on the wheel. That force comes by his superintendence. The same idea is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Behind all material action and reaction, there is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna says that everything depends on his energy, and yet he is not everywhere. The pot is produced under certain conditions of action and reaction of material energy, but the potter is not in the pot. In a similar way, the material creation is set up by the Lord, but he remains aloof. As stated in the Vedas, he simply glanced over it, and the agitation of matter immediately began. In Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that the Lord impregnates the material energy with a part and parcel jivas. And thus, the different forms and different activities immediately ensue. Because of the different desires and karmic activities of the jiva soul, different types of bodies in different species are produced. In Darwin's theory, there is no acceptance of the living entity as spirit soul, and therefore his explanation of evolution is incomplete. Varieties of phenomena occur within this universe on account of the actions and reactions of the three material modes. But the original creator or the cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is mentioned here as Nimitta Matram, the remote cause. He simply pushes the wheel with his energy. According to the Mayavadi philosophers, Supreme Brahman has transformed himself into many varieties of forms, but that is not the fact. He is always transcendental to the actions and reactions of the material gunas, although he is the cause of all causes. Lord Brahma therefore says in the Brahma Samhita 5.1, Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. There are many causes and effects, but the original cause is Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada's transcendental purport ki Jai. Om Jnantamrandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं वन्दे गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णविष्टावते श्रीमते नमो विष्णुविष्टावते निरीक्षणे पश्चादिष्टाने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर। So Hare Krishna, welcome all. Thank you very much. So thank you for keeping the appointment, Krishna. And we are all assembled here for hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Only for what? Not to prove that I am attending Bhagavad Gita classes, but to improve our behavior. So not to prove, but to improve. See, this verse, the beginning, Prabhupada says, no, the first line of the purport, how the external energy of the Supreme Personality of God works within this material world is explained in this verse. See, the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is simultaneously different and non-different from this cosmic manifestation. See, he is like the root of a tree. He is the original cause of everything. And he is all pervasive. He is present within everything in this material manifestation, right? Now, see, since the energy of the Supreme Lord is non-different from him, no? This material cosmic manifestation is also non-different from him. Although it appears different. I'll give you an example. See, the sun, Prabhupada gives an example very nicely in one of the purports. The sunshine is not different from the sun itself. Okay, the sunshine is not different from the sun itself, but it is simultaneously also different. See, one may be in the sunshine, but it's not on the sun itself. Correct. So those who live in this material world are living on the bodily rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they cannot see him personally in the material condition. See, as it is confirmed in Ishopanishad, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. So the proprietor of a house may live in one room of the house. Okay. But the entire house belongs to him. A king may live in one room in Buckingham Palace. But the entire palace is considered his property. It is not necessary for the king to live in every room of that palace, right? Because then only it will be his. No, it's not like that. He may be physically absent from the rooms also. But still the entire palace is to be under his domicile, right? His own. So the sunshine is light, the sun globe is itself is light, and the sun god is also light. However, the sunshine is not identical with the sun god, Vishnu, verse 1. This is the meaning of simultaneously one and different. Achintya Beda Bheda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. Achintya Beda Bheda Tattva. See, all the planets rest on the sunshine. And because of the heat of the sun, no, they all revolve in their orbits. See, on each and every planet, the trees and plants grow and change colors due to the sunshine. So, being the rays of the sunshine is not different from the sun. See, similarly, all the planets, resting on the sunshine, they are not different from the sun. See, the entire material world is completely dependent on the sun. So, being produced by the sun, the sun is also there in their effects. So, similarly, Krishna is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karana. And the effects are which are permeated by the original cause. So, entire cosmic manifestation should be understood as the expanded energy of Krishna. See, when one sleeps, the senses are inactive. But this does not mean that the senses are absent. Inactive, but not absent. And when one is awakened, the senses become active again. So, similarly, this cosmic creation is sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest, as it is given in Bhagavad Gita, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. So, when the cosmic manifestation is dissolved, it is in a kind of sleeping condition, an inactive state. So, whether the cosmic manifestation is active or inactive, the energy of the Supreme Lord is always existing. So, there are the appearance and disappearance, the words apply on the cosmic manifestation. See, when the living entity falls down, he goes into the material world, which is created by the external energy of Krishna. So, this external energy is described as some woman or Prakriti. So, this material world is composed of material elements. That is, ingredients supplied by the Mahat Tattva, the total material energy. So, the material world created by this external energy becomes the so-called home of the conditioned soul. So, within this material world, the conditioned soul accepts different apartments or different bodily forms, and he then travels about. Sometimes he travels in the higher planetary systems, sometimes the lower planetary systems. Sometimes it travels in higher species of life, sometimes lower species of life. So, he has been wandering within this material universe since time immemorial. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. See, the living entity, he wanders into many species of life. But he's fortunate when he once again meets his friend, either in person or through his representative. Actually, it is Krishna who personally advises all the living entities to return back to Godhead. And sometimes Krishna sends his representative, who, by delivering Krishna's message, is canvassing all the spiritual acharyas who are here. They are canvassing to return home back to Godhead. Unfortunately, the living entity is so greatly attached to the material enjoyment that he does not take the instructions of Krishna or his representative very seriously. The material tendency It's like that, to get more and more attached to sense gratifications. So therefore, they become entangled in different types of bodies and suffer the pangs of material existence. See, when the Supreme Personality of God Krishna appears in this material world, he's not affected by the modes of material nature. Whereas we are affected, right? So similarly, those who are always connected with the Supreme Soul, Supreme Personality of God Krishna, even though they may be within the material body or the material world, they are not affected by the material qualities. Very beautifully explained in Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Mam chayo avvabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati teitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who is unflinchingly engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, he surpasses the material qualities and attains Brahman realization. So in this connection, Srila Rupa Goswami says that if a person is always engaged in the service of the Lord with his body, words, and mind, he is to be considered liberated, although living in this material world. See, in Bhagavad Gita, we find, right, no, Maya Dakshin Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam. So the material world works under the direction of Goddess Durga, the material energy of the Lord. But we have to understand, she acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord Krishna. This is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita 5.44. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga. So Durga, the goddess Parvati, right? Wife of Lord Shiva, is extremely powerful. She can create, maintain, and annihilate any number of universes by her sweet will. But she acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of God Krishna, not independently. Krishna is impartial. But because this material world of duality, this is duality, right? So such like relative terms as happiness and distress, curse, favor, are created by the will of the Lord. Those who are not pure devotees must be disturbed by the duality of this material world. Whereas devotees who are simply attached to the service of the Lord, they are not at all disturbed by it. For example, Haridas Thakura, he was beaten with cane in 22 bazaars, marketplaces, but he was never disturbed. Instead, he smilingly tolerated the beatings. Now, despite the disturbing dualities of the material world, devotees are not disturbed at all because they fix their minds on the lotus feet of Krishna and concentrate on the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. They do not feel the so-called pains and pleasure because which are actually caused by the dualities of this material world, right? They do not feel it. See, the material world is the external energy of Krishna, but the spiritual world is the internal energy of Krishna, and we are in the external energy of Krishna. The external energy of Krishna means, although we are eternal, as spirit soul, we are eternal. We have to accept different bodies, types of bodies, according to our desire, according to our tendency to enjoy the material world. And therefore, the facility is given in this material world. In the spiritual world, there is only one aim. They are all eternal servitors of Krishna. They have no other desire. That is spiritual world. So, see, you can transform this material world into a spiritual world if you got only the aim to please the Supreme Personality of God. Then it can be transformed into spiritual world. Although spiritual world is differently situated, right? Parastasmatu bhavo anyo avyakto avyaktat sanatanaihi. Bhagavad Gita 8.20. Sanatana, sorry, 8.20. So there is another nature, which is the spiritual world. They have no information, right? But we get information from Bhagavad Gita and other Shastra that spiritual world is still bigger. Spiritual world is far, far bigger. See, this material world is only 1/4 of Krishna's creation. And the spiritual world is 3/4. That's why it is Bhagavad Gita said, Ekam Sena Sthito Jagat. See, when Arjuna inquired about Krishna's vibhuti, his opulence, Krishna summarized. Athava bhaunitena kim nyatena tavarjuna vistabhya idam kritsnam ekam sene sthito jagat. 10.42 Bhagavad Gita says, my dear Arjuna, how long I shall describe you about my opulence? I summarize it that this material world is only one-fourth manifestation of my opulence. Ekam sena sthito jagat. See, we have got experience about this universe up to the sky. As far as we can see, the horizon, right? This is one universe. And there are millions of universes like this. And this is stated in Bhagavad Brahma Samhita. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotishvashesha vasudadi vibhuti bhinnam. Brahma Samhita, no, 5.40 says. Yasya prabha. That is, the Lord's effulgence is Brahman effulgence. And within that Brahman effulgence, there are innumerable universes. Jagadanda koti. Jagadanda means this Brahmanda, anda. It is a round anda. It's not like flat, right? So anda is just like the egg. Koti means innumerable. And in each universe, yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti shashesha vasudhadi. In each Brahmanda, there are unlimited number of planets and stars. Ashesha vasudha and vibhuti bhinnam. Each planet is differently situated. Each planet has got specific atmosphere, specific arrangement. Just like the sun globe. See, the sun globe is fiery. Moon planet, it is very pleasing. There is also fire, but it is surrounded by cold atmosphere. Therefore, it is very pleasing. So, vibhuti bhinnam. Every planet has got different atmosphere. And each and every planet, there are different kinds of living entities. Just suitable for that atmosphere. Don't think that in the sun planet there is no life. There is also life. See, if there is no life, how Krishna says that imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. In 4.1 Bhagavad Gita, he says, Vivasvate means king of the sun planet is known as Vivaswan. So Krishna spoke with him. So how can I say there is no life? So this material world, many millions of universes. So it's another Brahma Satya, it is also said, Yasya kanishvasita kala mathavalambhya jivanti loma vilajaja gadandanataha. 5.48 it says. So we have to take information from the authoritative literature. What is the position of this material world? What is the position of the spiritual world? Who is God? His relationship with us, our position. This is real knowledge. Not that a knowledge that how to live. Living conditions fulfilled by the nature's way automatically. See, there are 8,400,000 different forms of living entities. They are not concerned how to eat, how to sleep. They know by nature's arrangement, there is already arrangement. Prabhupada says, just like the birds in the morning, they rise up early in the morning, right? They are not concerned where they will eat. They know there is already arrangement for eating. Elephants in Africa, they know that Krishna has already arranged for their eating 40 kilos at a time. Ants within the room, they know there is already arrangement. So, if Krishna has arranged for everyone, 8,400,000 species of life, why not for human beings? There is arrangement. But in the human being is advised to do certain things, and they must do it. Then there is no question of scarcity if the human being does as the instructions. See, everything is arranged. Just like Krishna says in 3.14 Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavanti bhutani. You produce your food grains so that animals and the man both will be happy. But if you don't produce grains, if you produce only sugarcane, for example, then how they will be satisfied? Food grains must be produced. That is the injunction of the Shastras. 16.23 Bhagavad Gita. Yash Shastra Viddhim Utsrijya Vartate Kama Karataha. Karataha. If you do not follow the instructions of the Shastras, Shastra means the instruction of Krishna. Then na siddhim sa. That is, such civilization will never be perfect. Na siddhim na sa avapnoti. Na sukham. Neither they will be happy. Na parangati. Neither they will be elevated back to God. So this is the defect. So we should try to understand what is the goal of life. But that we do not know. Na te vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. So by their own blind intelligence, they are trying to adjust things within this material world. And they have failed repeatedly. Still, there is no sense, right? So those who are actually leaders of the society, Prabhupada says, they should be sensible. They should take the advice, instruction from the most perfect personality, Krishna, and adjust the things. Then they will be happy. This is the point. So the purport of this 4:11:17, which we are discussing, in one of the statement, Prabhupada says, he simply glanced over it, and the agitation of matter immediately began. See, similarly, the whole world, material creation, is due to Krishna's glance. Sa Aik Shata. The teachings of Kunti, 23, Prabhupada says the whole material creation is due to Krishna's glance. Sa Aik Shata. In the Vedas, it is said that he glanced over matter, thus agitating it. A woman in touch with a man becomes agitated and becomes pregnant and then gives birth to children. The whole creation follows a similar process. Simply by Krishna's glance, matter becomes agitated and then becomes pregnant and gives birth to the living entities. It is simply by his glance that plants, trees, animals, all other living entities come forth. How is this possible? See, none of us can say, simply by glancing over my wife, I can make her pregnant. Prabhupada says, but although this is impossible for us, it is not impossible for Krishna. That's why Brahma Samhita 5.32 says, Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti. Every part of Krishna's body has all the capabilities of other parts. With our eyes, we can only see. But Krishna, merely by seeing, can make others pregnant. There is no need of sex for because by simply glancing, Krishna can create pregnancy. In Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Krishna says, Maya dakshena prakritim suyate sacharacharam. By my supervision, material nature gives birth to all moving and non-moving beings. So the word aksha means eyes. So akshena, it indicates that all living entities take birth because of the Lord's glance. There are two kinds of living entities. The moving beings like insects, animals, human beings, and the non-moving beings like trees and plants. See, in Sanskrit, these two kinds of living entities are called Stavara and Jangama, and they both come forth from the material nature. Of course, what comes from the material nature is not the life, but the body. The living entities accept particular types of bodies from material nature. Just as the child, it takes his body from its mother. See, for 10 months, the child's body develops from the blood and nutrients of the mother's body. But the child is actually a living entity, not a matter. It is a living entity that has taken shelter in the womb of the mother, who then supplies the ingredients for that living entity's body. This is nature's way. See, mother may not know how from her body another body has been created. But when the body of the child is fit, the child takes birth. It is not that the living entity takes birth. As it is given, Bhagavad Gita 2.20, Na jayati mriyate va. Living entity neither takes birth nor dies. And that which does not take birth does not die. So death is meant for that which has been created. And that which is not created has no death. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Na jayati mriyate va kadachit. The word kadachit means at any time. At no time does the living entity actually take birth. Although we may see that a child is born, actually it is not born. The living entity is eternal, Shashvata, always existing, and very, very old, Purana. Na hanyate hanyamate hanyamane sharire. So you should not think that when the body is destroyed, the living entity will be destroyed. Living entity will continue to exist. See, from the descriptions of the physical elements in the right, it is clear that in all stages, the glance of the Supreme Lord is needed with the other additions, right? See, in every transformation, the last finishing touch is the glance of Krishna, who acts as a painter, does when he mixes different colors to transform them into a particular color. See, when one element mixes with another, number of its qualities increases. For example, the sky is the cause of air. The sky has one quality, that is sound. But by the interaction of the sky with the glance of the Lord, mixed with eternal time and the external nature, the air is produced. And which has two qualities, sound and touch. Air has the quality of touch also. See, similarly, after the air is created, interaction of sky and air, touched by time and the glance of the Lord, the external energy of the Lord, it produces fire, electricity, fire. So the interaction of fire with air and sky, mixed with time and the external energy and the Lord's glance, produces water. And in the final stage of sky, there is one quality, sound. Air, two qualities, sound and touch. Fire, three qualities, sound, touch, and form. Water, four qualities, sound, touch, form, and taste. In the last stage, with all the same process of physical development, the result is earth, which has all five qualities, sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, right? Rasa, and Gandha. There are different mixtures of different materials, such mixtures do not take place automatically. Just as mixture of colors does not take place automatically, right? Without the touch of the living painter. See, the automatic system is actually activated by the glancing touch of Krishna. So living consciousness is the final word in all physical changes. And it is given this fact is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Mayyadakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. So conclusion is that the physical elements may work very wonderfully in the layman's eyes, but their workings actually take place under the supervision of the Supreme Lord Krishna. See, Prabhupada says in the purport, those who can mark only the changes of the physical elements and cannot perceive the hidden hands of the Lord behind them, they are certainly less intelligent persons, although they may be advertised as great materialist scientists. So Prabhupada says in the purport, which we are discussing, because of the different desires and karmic activities of the Jiva soul, different types of bodies in different species are produced. See, the living entity in material nature, he follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of material nature. And this is because of the association with that material nature. Therefore, he meets the good and evil among various species. See, the soul is given different types of bodies. For example, if the souls are not given varieties of tree bodies, there are different trees bodies, right? Not only just one tree. If it is not different, then different varieties of fruits and flowers could not be produced. Each class of tree produces a different kind of fruit and flower. It's not that there is no distinction between the different classes, right? An individual tree does not produce flowers of different colors. One tree doesn't produce like rose, jasmine, everything in one tree only. No, right? It does not do that. There are demarcated classes, as we find among the human beings, animals, birds, and other species. So there are innumerable living entities, and their activities performed in the middle world according to the different qualities of the middle modes give them the chance to have different kinds of lives. So one should understand that pradhana, matter, cannot act unless impelled by a living creature. So the materialist theory that matter independently acts cannot be accepted. Matter is called prakriti, which refers to a female energy. A woman is prakriti, a female. A female cannot produce a child without the association of a purusha, a man. The purusha causes the birth of a child because the man injects the soul, which is sheltered in the semen, into the womb of the woman. The woman, as a material cause, supplies the body of the soul. And as the efficient cause, she gives birth to the child. See, but although the woman appears to be the material and efficient cause of the birth of the child, originally the Purusha, the male, is the cause of the child. Similarly, The material world gives rise to varieties of manifestations due to the entrance of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu within the universe. He is present not only within the universe, but within the bodies of all living creatures, as well as within the atom. So we understand from the Brahma Samhita that the super soul is present within the universe, within the atom, and within the heart of every living creature. So the theory that matter is the cause of the entire cosmic manifestation cannot be accepted by anyone. It cannot be accepted by a man of full knowledge of matter and spirit. Right? So the conclusion should be that there is a superior management. Maya Dakshana Prakriti. So this mental nature is working under my direction, Krishna says, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving things. So matter itself has no power to produce independently. So matter which has no self-knowledge cannot be cause of the mental creation. Ultimate creation is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. See, if matter were accepted as the original cause of creation, all the authorized scriptures in the world would be useless. Because in every scripture, especially the Vedic scriptures like Manusmriti, Supreme Personality of God is said to be the ultimate creator. Manusmriti is considered the highest Vedic direction to humanity. Manu is a giver of law to mankind. And in the Manusmriti, it is clearly stated that before the creation, the entire universal space was darkness, without information and without variety. And it was in a state of complete suspension, like a dream. Everything was darkness. So the Supreme Personal Godhead, Krishna, then entered the universal space. Although he is invisible, he created a visible cosmic manifestation. See, in the material world, the Supreme Personal Godhead is not manifested by his personal presence, but the presence of the cosmic manifestation in different varieties is a proof that everything has been created under his direction. He entered the universe with all creative potencies, and thus he removed the darkness of the unlimited space. So the form of the Supreme Personality Godhead is described to be transcendental, very subtle, eternal, all-pervading, inconceivable, and therefore non-manifested to the material senses of a conditioned living creature. See, he desired to expand himself into many living entities. And with such a desire, he first created a vast expanse of water within the universal space, and then impregnated that water with living entities. See, by that process of impregnation, a massive body appeared, blazing like 1,000 suns. And in that body was the first creature, creative principle, Brahma. The great Parashara Muni has confirmed this in the Vishnu Purana. He says that the cosmic manifestation visible to us is produced from Lord Vishnu and sustained under his protection. He is the principal maintainer and destroyer of the universal form. So this, Prabhupada says, this cosmic manifestation is one of the diverse energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a spider, it secretes saliva and weaves the web by its own movements. Right? We have seen that. But at the end, it winds up the web within its body. So Lord Vishnu produces cosmic manifestation from his transcendental body. And at the end, winds it up within himself. So all the great sages of the Vedic understanding have accepted that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original creator. See, another wonderful statement Prabhupada has made in his purport of 4.11.17, which we are discussing. Varieties of phenomena occur within this universe on account of the actions and reactions of the three material modes. But the original creator, or the cause, is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is mentioned here as Nimitta Matram, the remote cause. He simply pushes the wheel with his energy. See this word Nimitta Matram. How Prabhupada uses this word-to-word meaning, how the words, how much you must have meditated to give the meaning for each and every word. See, this Nimitta Matram we have seen in 11.3 the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is telling Nimitta Matram Savisachi, right? There, in the word-to-word meaning, Prabhupada gives Nimitta Matram as just the cause. Just the cause. And here, Nimitta Matram he gives in the word-to-word meaning as remote cause. So he's telling Arjuna, you be just the cause. And here, he uses this, Krishna is a remote cause. Such beautiful statements. How much meditation you would have done. The meaning, right? So now the point is, there in 11.33, Krishna says, Nimitta Matram, just the cause. There is instrument, right? So I asked my Guru Maharaj, what is the value of being an instrument? Krishna is telling, right? So what is the value? Maharaj said, when someone takes a knife and he kills another person, do they hang the man who killed with the knife, or do they hang the knife? They will prosecute the man who was holding the knife. But the knife is free. The most the knife will suffer is it will become an exhibit in the court. But after that, the knife is free. Now you understand the value of being an instrument. That is, if anything happens that is not good, Krishna takes the blame and you become instrument. But if anything becomes very good, then Krishna gives all credit to the devotee. That's what he gave to the Pandavas, to Arjuna. So that is Nimitta Matram there, right? Whereas here in this verse, he's telling the remote cause. Anything that is happening, the remote cause is Krishna. You know, the word knowing and realizing. Very profound statement of Prabhupada, knowing and realizing. Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. By knowing that Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam, it keeps us sane. See, this sounds like a simple statement, right? But it has got a lot of deep meaning inside. But to understand that, we have to first realize the importance of the statement. A very nice section in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, that reveals us how to do practice, how to practice it. See, when Parikshit Maharaj was moving the forest, he found a personality Kali, of Kali, beating a bull, which had cut off with three of its legs. The bull, which represented Dharma, it was in a very sorry state, right? And Parikshit Maharaj was very much enraged at the act of Kali Purusha. So he asked the Dharma personified as to who had done this very heinous act. So in reply to this, Dharma personified, he did not give a direct answer. But his reply was very highly philosophical. Now, because bull, Dharma personified, knew very well that whoever may be the intermediate cause of creating such violence, ultimate cause is Lord Krishna only. This is how a devotee observes everything that is happening in this world. Srila Prabhupada explains this so wonderfully in his purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 1:17-22. A devotee's conclusion is that no one is directly responsible for being a benefactor or mischief monger without the sanction of the Lord. Therefore, it does not consider anyone to be directly responsible for such action. But in both cases, it takes it for granted that either benefit or loss is God sent. And thus, it is His grace. My Guru Maharaj quite often, many times, used to tell us, don't worry or blame anybody for anything. Don't worry or blame anybody for anything. Everything is ultimately sanctioned by Krishna. He is the remote cause of everything. See, it's very interesting to observe that when something good happens in our lives, we always think that we deserve it. Right? No? Very good thing happens, we think that we deserve it. But when something goes wrong, we always fume, anger, fume at the injustice and complain to everybody and try to prove that we are innocent. And we do not deserve that. We even question the integrity of Krishna. How can he be so unsympathetic? This is where we can distinguish a devotee from the general people. A devotee, by seeing that the difficulty is also sent by Krishna, sees Krishna in the difficulty also. As Prabhupada very beautifully puts it, a devotee has no suffering at all because so-called suffering is also God's grace for a devotee who sees God in everything. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6.30, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mayi pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sachamena pranashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Of course, it is easy to say, but difficult to follow the instruction, right? But this is the only way we can become sane in our lives. So let us all pray humbly, right, to the lotus feet of Guru Krishna and Prabhupada, so that some or the other, no, we prepare to practice this sublime principle of bhakti in our lives, in this lifetime itself. See, the thing is that we are not habituated to see the remote cause of everything. See, there is a immediate cause and there is a remote cause. Because we don't have that trained eyesight, no, to see the remote cause, we only dwell into the immediate causes. And this is the greatest blinded ignorance in the human existence. And this can only be removed by continuously thinking about our own experiences. See, we have passed few years in this life, right? And they are full of experiences we have. On the one hand, we have the experience, okay? And on the other hand, the Vedic culture presents the essence of the scriptures. See, whether we prefer or not, whether we like it or not, sometimes we are forced to go to Krishna through the scriptures. Maybe we open Bhagavad Gita, or maybe we recite Hanuman Chalisa, or we may do something. But we have to go to the spiritual side. See, we have to remember that our parampara system, starting from Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami, gives this instruction that please combine these together, your experience and the essence of scriptures. As soon as you try this, no, there is no going back. There is no defeat. Because you have the essence of scriptures with you in the form of Bhagavad Gita, and more so in the form of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have to stick to one or two essential scriptures. My Guru Maharaj used to say, don't read too much, read little. Don't read too much, read little, but try to digest it. Digest means, see, you eat the foodstuff, right? Then the saliva of our tongue is mixed with the foodstuff. And then again we drink water, or we take dal, curry, whatever. So it is mixed. Food is not alone, not the only thing. It is mixed with something. So your experience should be mixed with scriptural injunctions. This is the art of thinking about Krishna. So we should not don't go away from your experience. See, what experiences I have, you should also have. See, our experience may differ here and there in their nature, right? But experiences are the same. Because we are all victimized by the three modes of material nature. We cannot get out of this. Like this sattva guna, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. We cannot get out. And within this range, millions of combinations are there. See, you may have experience. I may have some experience, but the root is the same. It is very nicely said in the scriptures that Atma Anubhava, Atma Anubhava, our own experience definitely becomes Sarva Anubhava. In 1, 2, 3, Bhagavatam says, everybody's experience. I may have certain type of experience, but everything depends upon three modes of material nature. And our endeavor in this world should be to come out of these three modes, particularly the lower modes, mode of passion and ignorance, right? Tada rajas tamo bhava kamo lobha daischi. So as soon as we are victimized the modes of passion and ignorance, scriptures say to us very clearly that the result is kama and lobha, lusty desires and greed. And we're constantly haunted by these lusty desires and greed, right? It's very kind of really Prabhupada, and we're indebted to him, life after life. He's the only one who has guided us properly. Nobody has so far insisted that our life should be pure to go to Krishna. So we have to understand this and find out the ways to curb our lusty desires and resultant greed. Because this is the way of destruction, right? See, normally almost every one of us go to Supreme Lord Krishna to fulfill our desires. Krishna also does fulfill our desires almost all the time, mainly because he knows that if he does not fulfill our desires, we will stop whatever little devotional service we may do. That is the level of our faith. Because our motive is fruitive in nature, right? See, for example, I will do devotional service as long as I get some material benefit. Our faith is so weak. So Krishna and the Acharyas have come to canvas about the power of devotional service. That all our material desires will get fulfilled also. You do this, both will be fulfilled. Otherwise, hardly anyone of us will take to the process of bhakti, right? As simple as that. So it is true that bhakti makes our life very comfortable in all levels. So the very, very important point we have to understand. See, we cannot defy the orders of Krishna, right? The remote cause of all happenings is Krishna. If this really sinks into us, no, we are not disturbed. Till we are alive, we are forced to see many unexpected tragedies. So the potency of this process is again and again tested and proved. This is not fictitious, right? Not a concoction. See, our tradition is that we don't hear anything other than Krishna. The more we hear mundane things, we are subject to all kinds of hallucinations, right? But for those who are chanting Krishna's names, not to worry about anything. Even the young ones must be forced to chant. There's a wonderful verse in Bhagavatam 5:1-12. I will take another 2-3 minutes to finish it off. It increases our faith in the Lord's order. 5:1-12. See, Bhagavatam really settles everything. So we have to read Srimad Bhagavatam page to page, where it says, one cannot avoid the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not by the strength of severe austerities, an exalted Vedic education, or the power of mystic yoga, physical prowess, or intellectual activities. Nor can one can use his power of religion, his mental opulence, or any other means, either by himself or with the help of others, to defy the orders of the Supreme Lord. That is not possible for any living being, from Brahma down to the ant. These orders of the Lord are definite. We misuse our independence, concoct our ideas, and try to defy the orders. My Guru Maharaj gave the example of pigeons. See, who never eats non-vegetarian food, and they don't store food. That is why we do not see any hospitals for the pigeons. They die naturally without being seen by anyone. Thus, they do not defy the orders of the law. We human beings are competing, fighting, and envious of each other. Scientists are always trying to defy the Lord, but everywhere they are baffled. If we defy, we are punished. If we are favorable to his orders, as mentioned in the scriptures, we can settle all our material accounts and we can be peaceful. So we should settle all our material accounts. Our first and foremost requirement is to have a very tranquil mind. To control the mind, breathing exercise are required. And this is described in pages of Srimad Bhagavatam 3:28-9. Pranasya sodayen margam urakumbaka rechakaihi pratikulena va chittam yatastiram achanchalam. The yogi should clear the passage of vital air by breathing in the following manner. First, he should inhale very deeply, then hold the breath in, and finally exhale. Or reversing the process. The yogi can first exhale, then hold the breath outside, and finally inhale. This is done so that the mind may become steady and free from external disturbances. See, the mind can be controlled just by fixing it attentively on the sound vibration of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All our singing of the verses are breathing exercises. We should take care of the body so that we can go to Krishna. Extra water, irregular air, they are the causes of our ailments. Otherwise, there is no other problem. See, this water and air can be regulated by exercise, by walking, swimming. My Guru Maharaj always used to say, walk as much as possible. Just have a sound body and a cool mind. We can take up this process only if Krishna gives his sanction for us. Please understand. Only if Krishna gives sanction. So when Krishna is extra merciful, he drags us and forces us to hear about it. So he's very extra merciful to all of us. At this in the morning 8 to 9, right? We are all waiting for his mercy. To attract his mercy, we must all very sincerely try to read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. This is the real mercy of Krishna. Only people who are selected by Krishna can do these things. Apart from things, nothing exists. If something is not there in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is all mental concoction. So we should bury our heads in Bhagavatam. Finally, my Guru Maharaj's statement I want to repeat. Be selected by Krishna. Be selected by Krishna. It is in your hands. When we chant his names, we are selected by Krishna. He selects and gives us the appointment. Our special appointment is to be with Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So please don't miss this special appointment, the supreme specialist. Virendra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gautam very good. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataru kripa sandhuvaya japatitana. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to glorify the Lord of Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you have any question, anything, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for this grace, Prabhuji. We heard a beautiful class. What more can we ask for, Prabhuji? We are really blessed. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Very nice clarification, Prabhuji. Just the cause and remote cause. When we read the purport, I was wondering why Nimitta Matrena, or why is Krishna the Nimitta Matrena? But you have clarified it very well, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you have said a sloka last, like, see me in everything, then you can, if you see me in everything and see everything in me, then you're not lost to me and I'm also not lost to you. So
Correct.
In our practical life, how is that possible? Any solutions, please? In our daily
We
life.
cannot see, personally means we cannot see. I mean, people may say Arjuna saw Krishna right in front of him. We cannot see like that. But there is no difference between him and his holy names. And in Bhagavad Gita only, Krishna has said, no? Prasam Mamsu Kaunteya, means 15, so many places we can see Krishna. Just by drinking water, the taste in water is Krishna. So you can feel gratitude for him. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me his water. Or when you see the sun, right? The sunshine, the heat. Or in the moonshine, because of the moon, all the vegetables and everything gets the rasas, right? So many things, the whole manifesting creation. Within that only, if you see, this is all by Krishna's mercy. By the glance only, he has created everything. So it's the mercy of Krishna. So in that way, we can think of Krishna 24 hours a day. That's why I think it's seed verse of Bhagavad Gita. It says, no, I am in the heart of the devotees, and devotees are in the heart of mine. We always discuss each other, right? It's one of the seed verse. So this way we can go on remembering Krishna 24 hours a day. So we should be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. But the point is we always get diverted because we have our tendency, material tendency is always there, even after coming to Krishna consciousness. Before that, we have talked too much. The moment here also we bring that tendency, and again we have difficulties, agitation, right? Envy, jealousy, still there. So we have to basically follow the instructions as very beautifully given by Prabhupada, the full package, right from morning Mangalarti till. So the whole package, if you can follow with complete absorption, then it is simple, Prabhu. I hope it was useful.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Shanta Gaunda Prabhu. Very well. Thank you very much.
Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. Very nice class today.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Gurudev, Shri Prabhupada. If you are okay, that's stop here. If you have no questions, anything to share, I'll just stop here now. So thank you, Prabhu's Matajis. Hare Krishna. Virendra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ananta Kuri Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.